Geoff Palmer was a pioneer, is how I described him, and he has contributed enormously to making Scotland the country that it is today. We need more kindness and we need more wisdom in our society, and Sir Geoff Palmer embodied it.
Well, I was here to talk about the power of education in terms of changing attitudes. And one of the great sort of difficulties we have in our society today is racism. And one of the ways I think we can deal with that is educating people about the past. I think people think the past is sometimes normal or natural, and that, and it is the past, we should forget it. But I think with education, we can tell people the reasons why we have the world as we have it today. It's not that we can change it, but I've found that people, if they are aware of the truth of a situation, just like slavery and racism, they will change attitudes and will act fairer. And I think in a diverse society like ours, where there's no going back, education is the key in terms of, changing lives for the better, so that society can progress. Well, what they can do is what the various people have done for me. For example, 2 headmasters. When I came to London, I had to go back to school because I wasn't 15. And Mr. Bullen, the headmaster, I remember his name, even though it was 1955, he insisted that I stayed not just for 1 month, but I stayed for 1 term. And it was that 1 term that allowed me to become more familiar with the society. And I played cricket, and it got me transferred to the grammar school. And the headmaster at the grammar school, Mr. King, he not only took me in to play cricket, he also spent a lot of time making sure that the society didn't overwhelm me. And I stayed there from 1955 to 1958. So those 2 headmasters, changed my life. And therefore, I will always say that education and progress go together.
And, Jamaica has had a long history with Britain. And, we joined in 1655. And I think Jamaica got their independence in 1962. And Jamaica still has a link with Britain. So I see one of the natural progressions of all nations of people, that eventually one day they will start to think about, well, we want to manage our own affairs. It's a union, yes, from about 1707, but Scotland goes back a lot longer than that. And therefore, it's about not just from 1707, it's beyond that. And therefore, it's about a group of people of which I'm a part. I mean, Scotland is a diverse society. We regard ourselves as one Scotland. And I think this is the debate. And I think the public should decide.
I don't support removing of statues relating to slavery, because this is part of Black history. And somehow I find it very interesting that it's probably the first time in the history of slavery that the white community, the white system, so to speak, is extremely cooperative. We haven't had this cooperation on racism in terms of getting rid of it. So my view is that the next thing we should take down is racism. My ancestors had to face the slavers and fight. And I think I can face the evil face of a statue and fight. When we have 2 things, the system tends to do the easier of the 2. And the easier of the 2 is to take a statue down. Because it's taken over 200 years to deal with racism. It's taken, 2 days to deal with a statue. And thus, I'm very concerned that at the end of this, people will then say to the system, now what you're going to do with racism, and they'll say, we've taken the statues down, that's what you wanted. So somehow I feel we have to, look at racism and not forget that this is one of the most evil aspects of our society. And thus, we don't want to leave this so that people looking back in 50 years will say, they took these statues down. Why didn't they do something about racism?
And he came up with this idea around, let's not pull it down, let's just put an extra bit of information on it, because we can't erase history. History is part of us. His story needs to be told. His story needs to be shared for everyone to hear, and hopefully for that to then inspire them to say, you know what, it's tough, but keep going.
We must keep these statues, and we must put plaques on them which explains the actions of these people.